Okay, welcome to some yoga again. We're going to do a mellow flow today, so it's going to be a flow part in the beginning where we move a little bit but softly, and then we will go into some longer stretches and poses. So kind of a very nice mellow evening. Again, take a pillow with you and maybe a blanket. And if you have something like unopened coffee packages or something that you can use as blocks, you can take them, but you will manage without as well. We will start lying down today. So if you want, you can keep the pillow under your back. If you also want the chest opener, we will bring the foot soles together and the knees to the sides to get a hip opening pose in the beginning. The arms can be long on the sides. And then you can go ahead and close your eyes when you have a good place to stay in. See if you still need to make any adjustments to your pose. Maybe make it more comfortable. Maybe you want to take the blocks, the coffee packages under your knees, or you can also use small pillows to put, or blankets to put under your knees if you feel like you need some support. And go ahead and slowly start to turn inward. So you can start to bring your focus towards your own body. You can allow everything else to stay on the outside. Whatever has happened today, whatever is to come, it will stay there. But right now you're only in your own body. Nothing else matters. And you can start to bring your awareness towards your own breath. Not changing it yet, but just seeing what is there. What is your own breath like right now? In this moment. Is it shallow? Is it deep? Is it fast or slow? And then slowly you can start to deepen your breath. Each inhale goes all the way towards the lower parts of your lungs. And each exhale flows up and out through your nose. Inhale goes all the way down towards the core of you. And exhale travels through the upper parts of the lungs out through your nose. Continue like this, deepening your breath in your own pace, slowing down, maybe setting an intention for your practice today to be kind to yourself, to be mellow and soft. Not expecting anything from yourself, but just being there for yourself in a very kind and soft way, very accepting. Continue deepening your breath and maybe noticing the small pauses that you can find between the inhale and the exhale. And then maybe just for a while lingering in those pauses, allowing them to get longer. And then with your next inhale, allow your lungs to fill fully. Then open your mouth and exhale everything out. Inhale one more time to fill your lungs fully. Open your mouth and exhale everything out. And then continue with your own natural breath. Maybe sensing into the movement of the lungs now. Sensing into what is happening on the inside of yourself at this very moment. If your mind is very loud, maybe you can allow your mind to get quiet during this practice. Allowing yourself not to think too much, not to be in your head, but to rather get grounded, and maybe even this heavy feeling of your body and the support of the mat underneath. From here you can slowly, with the help of your hands, start to bring the knees together. Start to turn to one side just to get the pillow from underneath. Place it somewhere to the side and then return back to lie on your back, maybe allowing the knees to fall together, stepping the feet to the sides of the mat. Taking a couple of breaths here, just observing what is there right now. And then in your own pace, you can slowly start to turn to one side. And from there, start to lift all the way up into a seat. Your eyes can stay closed the whole way. You don't need to see what is on the outside. Bring the foot soles together in front of your body. Maybe take the pillow to sit on to elevate the hips. Find a straight back, straight spine. Knees come to the sides, and find a place for your feet so you can choose yourself if they're closer to you or further away. And inhale here to find your straight spine, and then exhale to slowly start to walk your hands forward, to rounding the spine, and then stay at the point where you feel like you want to stay today, being kind to yourself. And here allowing the breath to flow freely. So you're not holding on to your breath, but allowing it to move. Take a couple of breaths here. Notice how your breath is moving you in this pose all the time. Each inhale slightly lifts, and each exhale allows you to land into this pose, land into your own body. Take 2 more breaths here in your own pace. And with the next inhale, slowly start to lift back up into a seat. Good. From here we're coming towards all fours, so tabletop position. You can place the pillow somewhere to the side and the coffee blocks somewhere to the side. Maybe take a blanket under your knees. And go ahead and find your neutral spine here, so the head is an extension of the spine. Palms are firmly on the ground and each finger is slightly spread from the one next to it. And here, find your breath again. Notice how the breath moves you in this position. How each inhale brings some space to the upper back. And each exhale allows you to land. Maybe the movement starts to get bigger. And you start to flow with your breath. So each inhale rounds your upper back. Shoulder blades are coming away from each other. And at each exhale, open, sit bones lift up towards the ceiling. Gaze follows. Inhale lifts. Bring space towards the back sides of the lungs. And exhale opens your chest from the front. Continue like this with your own breath. And really allow the breath to move you here. So allow the breath to be the one that guides you. Your mind can get quiet. And you allow your body to get louder. Good, take a couple of more here. Maybe if there's any other movement coming through, you can go ahead for it. Maybe coming all the way back towards a child's pose, or bringing hips side to side, or finding even circles with your spine. So this is your time to make your own practice, to really listen. What is there for you today? And what does your body need? What kind of movement do you need today? Slowly start to find your way back to middle, to your neutral spine, to tabletop. And from here, step your left foot slowly straight all the way to the side. Leave your right hand down on the mat and then inhale to lift the left hand all the way up towards the ceiling. So you come into a twist, but at the same time opening the hip. So imagine the sit bones pointing down towards the mat, and maybe there's movement here. So maybe you start to find your hips front to back, maybe arm moves. Just explore this position. It might feel very new to you. Maybe it's something that you never did before, but that's a great opportunity to explore something new. Gaze can be either up or down, so you choose what is better for your neck. Take one more inhale here, and then exhale to gently start to arrive back to middle. Neutralize here, find your straight spine. And then slowly go towards the other side, so the right leg straightens to the side. Left hand comes down to the mat and inhale to lift right hand up towards the ceiling. Gaze is either up or down, and then start to explore this side. Maybe it's different. Sit bones point down towards the ceiling. Take one more inhale here, and then exhale to slowly return back to middle. Full force. Tuck your toes on the mat. And then with your inhale, start to find your way towards your downward facing dog. So inhale to lift the knees and shift the hips back and up. And allow your dog today to be very explorative, very soft and gentle. Knees can be here very bent, so you really allow your back to get straight here. Palms are supporting you. And maybe you bring hips side to side, maybe even heels side to side, bringing some length to each side. And from here, slowly start to walk your feet forward towards your forward fold. So you come all the way towards the front of your mat. Allow your knees to remain bent. Head is an extension of the spine, so the crown of the head is reaching all the way down towards the mat. Maybe you grab a hold of opposite elbows here and bring your weight side to side, maybe front to back. Neck is soft, so you can bring some length to the whole spine. And each inhale goes towards the backs of your lungs. So you're really breathing all the way towards your rounded back. Each inhale reaches towards the rounded back, bringing space. Go ahead and let go of your elbows, and next inhale starts to slowly roll all the way up to standing. Allow the path there to be very slow, explorative. Head is the last one to lift. And once you come up, maybe you want to roll your shoulders once or twice up and down. And then arriving here in your Tadasana, your mountain pose. Find the support of your feet on the mat. Knees are soft. And next inhale starts to lift your arms slowly up towards the ceiling. Find some length in your whole body. And then exhale to dive all the way down, forward fold. Staying here again, finding length. And then inhale to lift halfway up. Hands can come to the shins or the thighs. Your spine extends, and exhale back down. One more time, inhale to lift halfway up. Straight spine, shoulder blades come together, and exhale down. And one more time, inhale, halfway lift. Straight spine, and then exhale all the way down. Bend your knees so that you can get the fingertips on the mat. And start to bring your weight to your left foot. So the right foot can slowly start to peel off of the mat. Lift, and then start to place your right foot all the way towards the back of the mat. Right knee comes down. And then inhale to lift your arms up into your low lunge. So if you don't have a blanket under your knee at this point, maybe you want to bring one if you feel that you need it. Otherwise, stay here. And really try to find a way for the sit bones to point down towards the mat, so you're not collapsing towards your lower back. Rather stay up than too low. And from here, left hand grabs right wrist. Inhale to lift your hands up And then exhale to bring your hands towards the left. So you bring some length to the right side. And breathe here. Imagine with each inhale that you're bringing some space to the ribs on the right side, to the right lung. And really just opening the whole right side here. Inhale to lift your hands back up. You can unravel. And exhale here. Take one more inhale here, reach fingertips up. And then exhale to start to bring your hips back. Fingertips come down to the mat, straightening the left leg. Left toes lift up towards the ceiling. You come into a half split and then stay here. Maybe finding some movement. Toes can go side to side. Maybe hips go side to side. Really just breathing here now. Inhale to lift halfway up here into your straight spine. And then exhale to bow down. Staying here. Next inhale starts to bring you forward, so your weight comes back to the left leg. Fingertips come all the way down to the mat. Tuck your right toes under, lift the right knee off of the mat, and start to straighten the left leg here. So you come to Parsvottanasana, and this is where you can take the coffee blocks or whatever you find under your hands. So the right heel can be off of the mat, so you can really stand on your the ball of the foot here. And if you want, you can step the right foot even closer to the left one. So it doesn't have to be a very wide stance here. Breathing here, maybe finding movement. Hips go side to side or whatever you find here. And allow your face to remain soft. Allow your breath to move freely. And from here, slowly start to bend the left knee. And then inhale to start to lift the arms up towards the ceiling. You come into your high lunge. Breathing here. Once again, left hand grabs the right wrist. Inhale to lift and exhale to bring the hands towards the left. Breathing towards the right side body, towards the right lung. And next inhale brings back to middle. Unravel, not falling down. From here, inhale to straighten the left knee. And then start to turn to the side. So the toes point to the same direction as the back foot toes. So you're coming to the right side. Arms are open. Inhale here to create some length, and then exhale to dive all the way down to a forward fold. Breathing here. Find some length to the whole spine. Neck is soft. Now see here that your toes are pointing towards the front. So you find the weight rather to the sides of the feet. Heels are pointing back. And knees can be soft here. If this is a place that is not good for you, you can allow the toes to slightly come out. But knees need to be soft here, so you're not doing any damage to the knees. Breathe here. And then inhale to lift up to your fingertips halfway up. And from here, start to walk your hands towards the left. So towards your left foot. Feet turn on the way there. Back foot heel lifts, so the right heel lifts. And then walk your hands to the inside of the front foot. And the left foot steps towards the long side of the mat. Maybe staying here, finding movement, maybe circles with the hips. Or then slowly starting to bring the right knee down to the mat and staying here. Breathing towards the backside of your lungs. If this kind of isn't enough for you, or you could go lower, you can come all the way down to your lower arms from here. But if that is not your place, then you can stay up on your hands. So you want to be kind to yourself and want to respect your own limits. It can be fun to try to go there, but if you notice, nope, that's not your place, then you lift back up to your hands. Take 2 more breaths here. Allow your breaths to really take space, to be very slow and deep. And after the second one, you can start to step the left foot all the way towards the back, so the knees come next to each other. Oh, yes. Good. Tuck your toes under. And then start to find your way towards your downward facing dog. Good. Maybe finding stillness here. Maybe finding movement. Maybe lingering in some place. And then slowly from here start to walk your feet all the way towards your hands. And come into your forward fold. Good. Allow your neck to soften here. Allow your spine to grow in length towards the mat. And from here, slowly start to round your way up into standing. Allow the path there to be slow. And once you're up, maybe you want to roll the shoulders again. Up and back and down, maybe once, maybe twice. Maybe you close your eyes here if they're not closed. And really find the support of your feet again here. Knees are soft. Good. From here, inhale to lift your arms up towards the ceiling. And then exhale to dive all the way back down, forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway up. Extending spine, and exhale down. One more time, inhale to lift halfway up, and exhale down. Stay here. So bend your knees again until you can reach your fingertips down on the mat. Start to bring your weight towards your right foot. Left heel starts to peel, left foot peels off, and then step the foot all the way towards the back of the mat. Knee comes down, and inhale to slowly lift both hands up towards the ceiling, low lunge, and then stay here. Again, seeing that you're not collapsing to the lower back here, so sit bones are pointing down, maybe hugging in the lower ribs. And from here, right hand starts to grab left wrist. And inhale to lift. Exhale to bring your hands to the right. Stay here. You're breathing towards the left lung, bringing length to the left side. Each inhale brings space to the ribs. And inhale back to middle. Exhale to slowly start to bring your hips back. Your fingertips come down to the mat. Half split. Good, and from here maybe there's movement, maybe toes go side to side, maybe hips go side to side. Then inhale to lift halfway up and exhale to bow down. And next inhale starts to bring you forward, weight comes back to the right foot. Tuck your left toes under, lift the left knee off, and then start to straighten the right knee. So the right leg straightens. You can step the left foot closer. Maybe take your blocks again under the hands. And see that the left heel is pointing to the same direction as the toes. The heel can be very much off of the mat, so it doesn't have to be down. Maybe there is movement here. Allow your breath to move freely. Face is soft. And next inhale starts to bring your weight back to your right foot, knee bends. Exhale here, and then inhale to lift your hands back up. High lunge. Left heel is reaching towards the back of the mat. Hugging in the lower ribs here as it bones point down. And right hand grabs of your left wrist here. Inhale to lift and exhale to bring hands to the right. So you're bringing some space to the left side here. Still kind of opening the chest forward. Hugging in the lower ribs here. And inhale to lift back to middle. Unravel. Good. Inhale to straighten the right knee. And from here start to turn again the toes to the long side of the mat. So now to the left. Inhale to lift hands up towards the ceiling and exhale to forward fold. Good. Allow your neck to soften. Allow your knees to be soft and the spine to grow in length towards the mat. Breathing here towards the rounded spine. Take a couple of breaths here. And from here, inhale to lift up to your fingertips and then start to walk your hands towards the front of the mat. Back heel lifts and turns, front toes turn. And then leave your hands to the inside of the right foot. Step the right foot towards the long side of the mat. Maybe staying up here, finding some movement, maybe circles with the hips. And then from here you can start to bring the left knee down, staying here. Again, breathing, allowing the breath to move freely. Allowing the mind to be quiet, allowing you to sense everything that is in this pose. Everything that this pose brings with it. Maybe again lowering down to the lower arms if that's a place for you. If not, then you respect it and lift up to your hands. Take a couple of breaths here. Really allowing each inhale to go to the core of you, all the way down towards your sit bones. And exhale flows freely out through your nose. And then from here, slowly start to lift the right foot off and bring the knees next to each other. still hip width apart. Tuck your toes under and inhale to start to lift towards your downward facing dog. We're traveling towards a pigeon pose, so if you know what that is, you can start to go there. Otherwise, inhale to lift the right foot off of the mat towards the ceiling, three-legged dog. And then start to bend the knee and bring your right knee towards the front, behind the right hand. The foot comes behind the left hand. And then stay here, maybe walking the back foot a little bit back. So really allowing you to land in this pose. Right foot is active. And maybe here you want to bring something under the right sit bones. So maybe the pillow or the block. Staying either now up here on your hands, or then start to come down, lowering to your lower arms. And really feel free to use any props that you have. All the pillows that you have, all the blankets, anything that can help. So we're starting to slow down now. We're starting to come into longer poses. This is a hip opening pose. And there is said to be a lot of emotions stuck in the hip area, and the energy can get stuck there. And that is why we want to open the hip area. Allow your face to be soft here, so you're not holding on anywhere. Breath is moving freely. And I always say in my classes that it's very important to listen to the own body. So this also is a very intense stretch, a difficult place to be in. So you can always move in the poses that we are. You can always leave the pose and then go back to it. So really listen to your own body and what it needs. Maybe this is not your pose at all, then you can go to some other place that feels better right now. It's really the practice of getting to know your body and to respect it when it tells you that something is not for you. Take 5 more breaths here. Allow your breath to be slow. To be deep. You can always leave the pose earlier and move in your own pace, but after the 5th, start to lift back up to your hands. You can place the props to the sides tuck your left foot toes under, and then start to find your way back to your downward facing dog. Maybe if it feels good, you stay there longer, maybe in movement, maybe in stillness, or you start to find your way to the other side. So you inhale to lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. And then bend the knee and bring it forward behind the left foot hand. Foot comes to the side and is active. And then maybe you bring something under the left hip. Maybe you stay first up here, opening your chest forward, lifting the gaze slightly so you bring the focus of the stretch somewhere else. See that your back leg is straight. You can look back to see that it's straight. And then from there start to lower down, coming all the way to the lower arms. And then stay there. Same here, also on this side, so stay kind with yourself, listen to your own body, and know that you can move in the pose in any which way that feels good for you. You can always lift back up to your hands and maybe then lower back down, or then leave the pose completely. Allow your face to remain soft. Your breath to move freely. And then take 5 more breaths here in your own pace. And then start to find your way to lying on the back. You can bring the pillow to the side, the blanket to the side, maybe somewhere where you can still reach them. And once you find your way to lying on the back, you can start to lift the knees and bring them towards your chest. So you're hugging in your knees. Maybe massaging the lower back towards the mat, maybe side to side, front to back. And from here we're coming towards a happy baby for a while. So if you feel like it, you can bring either the pillow or a blanket under the hips to elevate a little bit. If that's not a place where you're very comfortable. Or then you can start to grab a hold of the feet, open the feet to the sides, and then lift the feet up towards the ceiling. So the knees are bent to the sides. And if you notice here now that your lower back is lifting off of the mat, then you can start to bring the blanket under your hips. Just for some extra support. And then stay here. Try to make this as comfortable as possible for yourself. You can bring even more under the hips if you notice that you need it. And if you can't reach your feet, then you can grab a hold of the wrists, the ankles, or even behind the knees. So you don't have to hold all the way up to the feet if that's very far away. But stay in a place where you feel okay. Maybe you stay in stillness here, or maybe in movement. So whatever movement you find is okay. stillness is okay. Maybe the eyes are closed. And take 5 breaths here, so we're not staying long in this one. After the 5th breath, you can start to unravel, maybe bringing the knees together towards your chest, hugging in the knees again. Whatever your body calls here, whatever it needs, you can go for it. Otherwise, start to find your feet on the mat. And we're bringing now actually the pillow under the lower back, or anything a little bit higher under the lower back. If you have a block, you can also take a block. We bring something on the very lowest part of your lower back, and then start to straighten your legs from there. If you have space, you can lift the arms maybe first up towards the ceiling, maybe staying there for a second, kind of allowing them to float around in the air, to be very soft. And then with your inhale, bringing them overhead all the way down to the floor. So you're bringing some length to the whole front side, to the front body. And go ahead and take 5 breaths here. Allow the inhales to be deep. To travel all the way towards the lower parts of the lungs. Bringing space to the front body. And after the 5th breath, you can start to inhale to lift the arms back up towards the ceiling, heavy arms. And then all the way down next to you. You can start to lift the knees, bring the foot soles to the mat. Then lift the hips just to bring the pillow to the side. And then come all the way back down. And then you can straighten the legs, and we're starting to come towards the last pose of the practice. If you need, you can take the pillow under your knees maybe. And really make this last place, this last pose for the practice as comfortable as possible for yourself. See that nothing is disturbingly touching your body, your feet or your arms, your hands. Maybe you allow the feet to be hip width apart or even further. Take one deep inhale to fill your lungs here fully. Open your mouth and exhale out. And then continue with your natural breath here. Allow your whole body to get heavy and soft. Eyes are closed. Eyelids are heavy but soft here. Face is fully relaxed. Shoulders are falling down towards the mat. Arms are long. Chest is open. And belly is fully relaxed. Allow your hips to be heavy, to be supported by the mat underneath. And the legs to be long with soft knees. Take 5 breaths here in your own pace. And either stay here longer, you can pause the video at this point and stay in your Shavasana as long as you need and want. Or then you can slowly start to find some movement to your body. And then very gently start to turn to your favorite side. Maybe hugging in the knees one more time, rounding the spine. Breathing towards the backs of the lungs. And then from there, start to bring the hands to the mat. And maybe still with your eyes closed, start to find your way up into a seat. You can bring your palms together in front of your chest. And then bow your head to your heart, thanking yourself in any which way for this practice, for the time that you took to yourself, to be kind to yourself and listening to your own body. And I thank you all for practicing with me. Thank you.